It's been raining. Thankfully, it's slowing down. It's quitting. So all of you that braved the weather, we appreciate you coming. At this time, I would like to ask Chuck Moats, who is a member of the Greenwood County Council and also a minister, if he would come up and give us our invocation. Chuck?
The scripture declares, "This is the day the Lord has made, and let us rejoice and be glad in it." Would you join me in prayer? Our Father, we ask your blessings upon all assembled here who share in the joy of this long-awaited and anticipated day. We give thanks for this opportunity to celebrate the commitment and desire of our community to provide for our citizens a center for manufacturing excellence, named in honor of our late State Senator William H. Billy Odell. We thank you for all who worked over the past years and months to bring us to this groundbreaking ceremony, especially those many leaders of this college and community who worked and planned to make this new state-of-the-art facility possible. And Father, we would ask you to watch over the many construction workers who will labor on this teaching and training facility. Keep them free from harm in their many tasks, and stir up in them a worthy pride in the work they perform. May they be blessed as they transform the plan for the Billy Odell Center for Manufacturing Excellence into a beautiful, concrete reality. Today, accept our gratitude, O Lord. We rejoice, we bless your holy name, now and forever. And let us all say, Amen.
Amen. I can't tell you how many times I've picked up the phone. Got a couple of calls from the Odell Corporation, and I still got Billy's name on there, and my cell phone will ring, and I pick it up, and I'm looking, and it says Billy Odell calling. Billy spent a lot of time working on behalf of the state with his colleagues in the South Carolina Senate. Today we have with us Senator Ronnie Cromer from Newberry County. And I'd like to say something about Ronnie. When we first started talking about building this building, we had no money. The county had not passed a sales tax. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. We were asking the state for some funds, didn't have a commitment, and so I was up in Newberry one day and talking with Ronnie, and we were discussing the building, and I said, Ronnie, what would you think about us building a manufacturing center in Greenwood? Do you think we could get some money out of the General Assembly? He said, and this wasn't long after Senator Odell had passed. And Ronnie said, yeah, I think we can. And I'd like you to consider asking your commission to name it in Senator Odell's honor. And I said, I have not thought of that, but I think that would be a no-brainer. So Senator Cromer, thank you for what all you do and for your vision there. How many times have you been involved in an organization and you start talking about something as an idea, and that idea somewhat takes root and it moves along and it gets a little bit of more meat on the bone, so to speak. It becomes a concept. Then it becomes part of a plan. Then you've got to do all the hard part, which is raising money, making all the things come together. And then it becomes a vision. Then you've got to go out and sell that to other people or get them interested where they'll support it. And then it becomes a reality at some point in time. And it takes a long time. It takes a lot of people. Sam Lehman, representing Upper Savannah, did not. But EDA is a funding partner in this. I'm sorry, my mind just jumped. I saw Sam. I didn't recognize him. But without Sam and the support of the Upper Savannah Council on Governments, we would not have gotten through this process with EDA. And I want to thank you and your colleague, Sam, that have helped us there. But going back to the concept, when you start building a building like this and you start looking for money, you're not getting all your money in one place. You're getting it different places. So we had to try to engage as many partners as we could. And I remember conversations beginning years ago, talking to both the county council, talking to the members of the General Assembly, And today, what this represents, I was watching those young people march out with a flag. What this represents is a pathway for them and other young people, as well as adults that live in this area, to a better life. Long after today's over with, after the building's finished, after the last brick is laid, the last light switch cover is put on, there's going to be magic happening in there. And it'll continue to happen for years and years and years. Families will live better lives. Children will have better lives because of their parents. And it'll all be because of something that started and a lot of people got on board. So today we're here to actually begin the process to break ground on what will become a reality. Now, as I said, it's been a long time in the making. If you work for Piedmont Tech, I want you to stand up. And if it hadn't been for the hard work they do, we wouldn't have the money to put in the building to match other people's money. So when you look at the synergy of it, that's truly what makes it important. And I also want to thank, and I know Alex is here, I saw him. Alex, there you are. I want to make sure that you understand how important it was when the county council put the trust in the college. We brought a project forward, and they had the confidence in us to put us as, were we the number one project on that list? Number one. And we can see what happened in some counties when they tried to pass a local option sales tax. And so you're going out to the voters and you're asking them to embrace a concept, to vote for it, and then pay for it. And I think the thing was that they realized it's an investment in the future. And this is the people of Greenwood and the people of the state of South Carolina's house. And we could not have done it without them. And we want to make sure we're going to put a big plaque in the center of that building over there in the lobby, thanking the citizens of Greenwood for the positive vote of support on the local option sales tax to support this building, just like we did up in Newberry, Ronnie. You remember we built that building up there? We took an old Walmart that was ugly. I mean, it was double ugly. And now it's a beautiful learning facility, and we're going to build a building across the street over here that's going to be spectacular. We had been talking internally about naming it, and Gail's heard this story, but we've been talking internally about naming this thing after Senator O'Dell. I'd been talking to member general assemblies. I'd been talking to the county councils. I'd been talking to the air commission. We'd been talking to everybody. Theo asked me one day, he said, well, what does Gail think about this? And I went, I hadn't asked her. I think it was me and you, Jim Medford. So I got to try to find Gail, and I guess it was Christmas before last, about a week before Christmas. We met over at Duke Energy's office, and we had the rendering of the building and the floor plan, and we met with Gail and asked her, after I'd done promised everybody this is what we was going to do, that we wanted to name this building in honor of your late husband, and she and her family graciously agreed, and we were so thrilled. And I think Billy would be thrilled. Billy was my friend. He was, what a lot of people would tell you about Billy was, yes, Billy O'Dell was my friend. And I think everybody that knew him embraced him because he was just that kind of person. He was very supportive.
I'm George Pearsall. I'm chairman of the Piedmont Technical Area Commission. And as Dr. Brooks indicated in his comments, the O'Dell Center is going to be a life changer for many in the communities that the college serves. In 2016, the citizens of Greenwood County voted to pass a capital project sales ballot measured by a large margin. There was a vote of confidence in the college and in the county's leadership to make this vision a reality. Together with the hard work of the college staff, our legislation delegation, our community partners, today we are taking a concrete step toward the construction of this new facility. The O'Dell Center will be more than just a building. It will be a place where our citizens can learn the skills they need to create a better life for themselves and their families. So on behalf of the Area Commission, I'd like to thank you all for your continued support of this important work that the college does. Your support and your partnership have made this new facility a reality, and it will impact our community for generations to come. Thank you.
On behalf of the Greenwood County Council, let me say thank you for allowing us to be a part of this special day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your work, and thank you for your contributions so far. We're excited about what is going to be happening in the coming months on this campus, and we really look forward to the end results. This new regional training center will provide the most current, up-to-date facilities needed to meet the demands of the advanced manufacturing industry in the Upper Savannah region. It will provide space and equipment to deliver customized training in all core and emerging technologies in advanced manufacturing. The center will be designed to replicate best industrial practices to provide students with a fully immersive experience to make them work ready as quickly as possible. Today, we accept the responsibility of delivering quality in education in Greenwood and surrounding counties. But we also take great pride in creating leaders and graduates who enter the world, the workforce, and our communities prepared to make a difference. In the movie Robots, one of the characters, Big Whale, has a motto: see a need, fill a need. Meaning, if you see that someone needs something, take care of it. Big Whale has it right, and we in Greenwood have adopted that same motto. Several years ago, a need was identified to make changes to our strategies to produce an educated, trained, and skilled workforce pool for our manufacturing partners in Greenwood County. As it seems to always happen in Greenwood, leadership began to collaborate to meet that need. We are here today to say a big thank you to all who have been a part of the team that have been diligent in making today a reality. Kudos to Piedmont Technical Area Commission, our Greenwood County Legislative Delegation, Dr. Ray Brooks, my colleagues on Greenwood County Council, and the many others of you who have contributed your time, your energy, and your financial means into this effort. Not many of us can say today, without me, this would not be happening. But there are some who are present today who may be able to exactly say that. They are the members of the Greenwood County Project Sales Tax Commission. They are the very group of citizens who volunteered their time to get involved, to attend many meetings, to spend hours of their days to deliberate over tens of possible projects, and eventually issue a list of priorities for the citizens of Greenwood County to consider. And we all know now that a majority of our voters said yes to taxing themselves and approving the commission's recommendations. This committee identified funding of the Billy O'Dell Upstate Center for Manufacturing Excellence as the first priority. Today, we are so proud that $6.1 million of those funds are being provided by the citizens of Greenwood County to build this facility. Before I close, let me give you a warning. When I was first elected chairman of county council, Dr. Brooks invited me to meet with him in his office. During our meeting, he explained his vision for the center. I asked, how are you going to pay for this? He said, we will all share in the cost of this facility. As a normal practice, my meeting with Dr. Brooks lasted longer than I had expected. I left enthused about what I heard. When I reached my vehicle, I found a parking ticket on my window with a fine levied in the amount of $50. I called Ray from the parking lot and politely told him not to invite me to any more of his meetings. He laughed and said, "I told you we would all share in the cost of this facility. Welcome to the club." I said to you today, be careful if he invites you to his office. Thanks for all that each of you are doing to make Greenwood County the best place to live, to work, and to raise our families. Thank you for seeing a need and filling that need. God bless you, and God bless Greenwood County.
Let me tell you about the first time I met Ray Brooks. It was a sunny day in September. The Newberry Business Alliance always has a barbecue down on Lake Murray. And we were there and going around, and those that we didn't know, we were introducing ourselves to them. And there's this guy that walks up, and he's got on a Hawaiian shirt hanging out and Bermuda shorts and showing his pretty legs. And he introduced himself to me, and he said, "Now, what do you do?" I said, "Well, I run a drugstore, a pharmacy there in Newberry." He said, "Oh, okay," and he turned around and walked off. And I think later on he asked somebody, he said, "What does that guy there do?" And he said, "Oh, that's your local senator. He's the one you need to be talking to for helping out the college and all that in Newberry." And his words were, "Oh, blank." I can't repeat it, but anyway, that was Ray's and my first meeting, and we've become very good friends over the past couple of years. He's picked up on where Lex left off with establishing Piedmont Tech here and done a fantastic job. So, Ray, we appreciate, first, we appreciate all that you've done for us. And I just want to point out the picture here, if any of you have had a chance to look at it, of the, and I have to bring my little bulletin so I can remember it. I can remember Billy Odell, but Upstate Center for Manufacturing Excellence. And Ray, you mentioned that we had a bond referendum there in Newberry for the capital sales tax, and used that, a bunch of that money for upfitting that old Walmart. And it looks very, very, very similar to this. In fact, almost identical with the PTC on the front and the triangle-shaped front entrance and all. And Ray, I want to tell you, I was there with him, and they had a little event. He and George and all of us were there a month or so ago, and Ray took me on a tour. I had been in the building, but they've done so much more with it now since I was last in the building. And he showed me everything that was going on, and I got to tell you, last Friday, I took a tour of Samsung there in Newberry. They're up to 650 employees, eventually reach 1,000, and I think they'll go further than that. But they were singing your praises with, and I think this is right, the injection molding, is that what you call it? And also the robotics program, because they're using all of that in their operation there, and they couldn't do it without Piedmont Tech being there and training the people to work for them. So this morning, President Brooks and Gail and you and the rest of the Odell family, it's good to see y'all and all of our other distinguished guests. I deeply appreciate, let me bring this down, I'm not quite as tall as Ray, deeply appreciate the opportunity to spend a few minutes with you to honor my dear friend, Billy Odell. It's not hard to describe Billy, but it's hard to summarize it in just a few minutes as to the many great things that he did for Greenwood, Abbeville, Anderson, and the whole state of South Carolina. Billy and I became suite mates back in 2004 when I moved into his office suite. I was the junior senator, he was the senior senator. And we became very good friends because I was new to the Senate, and I always had to go to Billy and ask him, "Billy, can you tell me what we need to do about this, or what can I do about this, and tell me where to go?" And he helped me out quite a bit. One of the first things I found out about Billy was that he was devoted to the Citadel. There was a gentleman who hung out in our office so much that I asked our secretary if he lived there. His name was Colonel Ben Legree. At the time, he was a liaison for the Citadel, and I don't know, he was always there with his hand in Billy's pocket. But I also found out later that Billy had a deep appreciation for the military in general, and that was perhaps due to his time at the Citadel and his service in the Guard. He worked hard for John Della Howe, and our director is here this morning, new director for John Della Howe that's going to do some great things over there. But Billy and I both went to McCormick several times to check on John Della Howe. He also was a big fan of Camden Military Academy, so he could be described as a very patriotic man. Billy also worked very hard and went out of his way to help Piedmont, as you well know, and Lander University. Piedmont Tech was his adopted school, and he wanted to make sure that every high school graduate had a secondary school to go to, whether it be 2 years or a 4-year degree or whatnot. He was willing to go to different individuals in the Senate to ask for their assistance in helping to fund Piedmont Tech. Although he was singled out for his accomplishments a couple of times when he was awarded an honorary doctorate by the Citadel and also by Lander, Billy never looked for personal credits. He was a person who worked behind the scenes and never wanted to be in the limelight. In fact, I think if Billy were here today, he would be feeling a little awkward right about now for this building being named for him. In trying to sum up Billy's life, I thought about it, and I can truly say that he loved this district. He loved the constituents and also all the people of South Carolina. He had a good relationship with the Lord. He was always good for his word, and he never got riled. Maybe different with the kids, I don't know, but not with all of us in the General Assembly or his constituents. This about sums up what Billy was all about. And so it's only fitting that we should be here celebrating his life and paying tribute to a man who has meant so much to Senate District 4 and to South Carolina, William H. Billy O'Dell. Billy, may this groundbreaking ceremony be a part of your legacy, and may you always be remembered by all the people who see your name on this future building. Thank you.
Gail, Chip, Michelle, Denise, it's good to see y'all. Thank you for allowing us to be here today, and thank y'all for being here, and thank you for sharing your husband and your father with us for so many years. Billy O'Dell was a good friend of mine. He was my mentor, and I always tell the story when I first got elected to the House in 2006. Billy and I shared a delegation through the Anderson County, and I'd come up with some earth-shattering legislation that was going to save the world and fix everything, and I'd always carry it to Billy. And he always had the same reaction. He'd pick it up and he'd read it and he'd go through it and he'd look at it. And he'd reach over and he'd tap me on the hand. He said, "Mikey, we've tried this. It don't work." He said, "But if you want to try it, we'll try it again." But he was always that person that you went to for advice. And he had the respect of his fellow senators and others in the General Assembly. You know, the neatest thing I can say about Billy O'Dell, when Billy O'Dell told you something, you didn't worry about it anymore. He was a man of his word. Sadly, in our line of work, that's not happening as much as it used to and as it should. Like I said, he's been a friend and a mentor to me. Folks, manufacturing center. Look at what's going on in Greenwood County. You've got the Tejan announcement. We've got the Fujifilm expansion. We've got the Caterpillar announcement. We need trained people. And it's going to be a real problem. But centers like this, named in favor of my friend Billy O'Dell, is going to help solve that problem. Once again, Greenwood County, through the work of our Greenwood County Council, our state delegation, and our federal friends, has once again stepped up and helped answer a need. You know, everybody is always happy when a big announcement comes, but those announcements don't just happen. Those announcements happen when you have cooperation between your local governments, your county governments, your legislative delegation, your state government, and your federal government.
And folks, things like this is what happens when we all pull in the same direction. Other parts of our state and other part of our nation could certainly take a good look at Greenwood County, at what's going on and what we've been able to accomplish and what we're going to accomplish in the future. The future is very bright. And I'm just so honored to be here today to be able to say a few words about the naming of this Center for Manufacturing Excellence in favor of my friend, Billy Odell. Thank you very much.
I can say I am indeed honored to be here today for this very special occasion. Really, it's about a vision that's really becoming a reality. To Gail and the family, I can say that really, I can think of no other special person that this facility should be named after than my dear friend, Billy Odell. And just like Senator Cromer said, you know, when I went in 2008, he was my mentor. I shared a suite with him, and I learned a lot about the operations of the Senate from Senator Odell. He was a true mentor. He was a true leader, one who did things to benefit the citizens and not concerned about the recognition or who would get the recognition. He always said, recognition go to the citizens that we serve. So it's appropriate that we're naming this after Senator Odell. Dr. Brooks and staff, I know you've been here a while, and I know this has been a vision of yours for many years. You've talked to the delegation, the county council, all of the counties involved about the Center for Manufacturing Education, and you want to get it done. And this just goes to show you that when you're willing to work together, you can accomplish things that's going to be beneficial to the citizens. You know, I think about Piedmont Tech, how important Piedmont Tech is, the impact that Piedmont Tech have had on enhancing the quality of life of so many here in this particular area. You know, and this is going to be another step, training for people to get good jobs. You know, I think there's probably not a family in this area that have not been affected by Piedmont Tech. Training to get good jobs and enhance their quality of life. And that's what Piedmont Tech is about. It's about enhancing the quality of life of individuals who come here so that they can have a good quality of life. And this is what the Center for Manufacturing Excellence in the Upstate is going to be about, enhancing the quality of life. Because we have many jobs now, you know, new industry coming in, but the needs of those jobs are different from the needs of the jobs in the 70s and 80s. The training is so important. So you get the proper training, you can go into a good job and earn a good living here in our particular area. And this is what this center is going to be all about. So Dr. Brooks, the staff here at Piedmont Tech, the commission, the foundation, everything, we just commend you for the vision that you have that's going to make the area a better place for everyone. And that's what it's all about, is enhancing the quality of life for not just some, but for everyone. And I just encourage individuals to take advantage of the opportunity. I think back about, you know, the Greenwood Promise. It just goes to show you that people are interested. When you have individuals that are willing to donate to make the place a better place, about $5 million of private funds generated to help people continue their education here in Greenwood County. So we are to be commended. We think about the 1-cent sales tax. Passed overwhelmingly. Why? It's going to enhance the quality of life of individuals. And so that's what it's about, giving to make the world a better place for everyone. And this is what this center is going to be all about. So I commend you and just ask for God's blessings on each one of you. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning. I could make this short and just say ditto to everything that's been said, because it is true. You didn't find a person that did not like Senator Billy Odell. But I'd like to thank Dr. Brooks and all of those who had the vision and the foresight for this center. Because a lot of times when you hear about manufacturing or people coming to look to see if they want to put manufacturing or put some company in your area, first thing they look at is the workforce. If you don't have the ready available workforce that they need, they will go elsewhere. So this center will be an enhancement for Greenwood and the Upstate. I'm proud to see it come to a realization and break ground on it, and I know that Billy's family is proud because he was my friend. And sometimes I've known him for some 20 plus years, but when I first met him, I would see him do things sometimes I didn't understand. But down the road, I understood because he always positioned himself to help people. And he would be where he thought he could be in the best place to do the best that he could help everybody. And I dare to say that I would not be wrong to call him a statesman because he loved the state of South Carolina. He loved Greenwood County. And he loved being able to provide and do things for Greenwood County and the state. So I just thank those that had the foresight to see for this center, which is going to be a great asset to Greenwood County, and being able to train, to have a trained workforce right here in the area, which, as Senator Nicholson said, is going to benefit the quality of life of many people. And that's what another thing that people look at when they want to come to a town, and Greenwood is constantly growing, is the quality of life that that town or that city or that county can provide for them and their family. And so this will be a great asset. Once again, I want to thank those who had the foresight and the vision, because we don't always sit down and see things long term. We may see them short term. But to see things and have a vision and bring it to life is a great accomplishment. So I want to thank all of those that are involved in the naming of this center, in the production of this center, in the providing the finance for this center, because it has all come together. And I know it has taken a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of devotion from a lot of people. And I just like to say thank you.
Well, it's fun to follow my seatmate from the House of Representatives and talk after her. You know, we've become really good friends down there. Some people have called us the odd couple, but we get along great, and we do things for each other, so it's the way it ought to be. You know, I'm honored to be here today at this celebration, and I do want to commend the Odell family. I never got to serve with Senator Odell, but I'm still seeing his legacy. And just like today, we see the things that he has done for our area, and we're just thankful for it. This center and this project is special because it's the culmination of the cooperation of many different stakeholders to improve our community and our economy here in the Lakelands area. Just like has been said, you know, we have to acknowledge many entities that have come together for this: federal, state, local, partnership, alliance. You know, it's just been an amazing thing. And, you know, the people who coordinated this and brought it together have really done a miracle. Imagine getting all those entities together to get something done like this. So it's been a great thing. This facility will enhance the Workforce Pathways program that the legislature has supported. I voted to strengthen it again, like all of these here have. And it provides opportunities to workers and industry alike, and it will enhance the current manufacturing training programs like machine tool, mechatronics, welding. It'll provide more space for Piedmont Technical College to do what you do best: train an excellent workforce. So Dr. Brooks, your staff has worked hard to get the funding for this project. They pulled together funds from various sources to make this a reality, and many others have worked for this moment. You know, I'm going to ask you if you had anything to do with this project becoming a reality, if you worked for it, if you voted for it, if you contributed to it, if you're getting ready to work for it, I'd ask you to raise your hand. And everybody in this room is probably going to raise their hand, and they are. So this is an amazing collaboration. And so we celebrate that today. And I think it's important because you have contributed to greater opportunity. It's been said, but I'm going to say it again. Greater opportunity translates to an improved quality of life, as Miss Ann just said. I believe that countless lives for generations will benefit from your work, your sacrifice, and your dedication to this project. So thank you.
As Dr. Brooks said, I'm clean up. I'm the end of the speeches from the delegation. Less than a month ago, I had a major heart attack, had emergency surgery. So it is indeed and literally good to see you today. You know, when I first came in, Dr. Brooks, and looked up here, it scared me. I saw a mound of dirt, shovels, and flowers. And I pinched myself to make sure I was really seeing it, and it wasn't a vision of some kind. Two things I want to say. One is the work has been, the collaboration and the efforts of so many people has come to fruition. That takes vision. And that's the one thing about Billy Odell. In the 16 years that I've served in the General Assembly, and most of them with him, that stood out from other people. Because many people have good ideas, but very few people have vision to see what is needed down the road and what it will take to get there. They can see right now, they can see behind them, but very few people can see in their mind what we need in the future. Gail, Billy, and I stood many times on the back steps of the State House. Billy sneaking a cigar smoke like you couldn't smell it on him. And that's where a lot of discussion occurred between me, him, and other legislators. People think it's all the arguing on the State House and on the House and Senate floor. No, the real legislation gets done on that back porch, on the back steps, when we have an opportunity to talk to each other, really talk and work together. Billy's vision was this. Billy knew that we were poised as a state to become a leader in economic development. He knew that we had a port, a major East Coast port that needed work. He knew that our infrastructure needed work, our interstates. He knew that the industrial base for this state was going to be in the upstate. And when I say the upstate, I include the Piedmont in that. He knew that. He knew that years ago. And we discussed how to get to that point. And a lot of that is coming into play right now. Dr. Brooks, it's an exciting time for the things that are happening in the technical college system. And the support that both the Senate and the House have now decided to give to the technical college system. Because kids don't leave Piedmont Tech with thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt to get a good paying job. They leave Piedmont Tech, go straight to work at a good paying job. And they do that from all of our technical systems. But that vision that Billy had is what set the groundwork in the General Assembly for that to occur. It is absolutely appropriate that the building is named after my good friend, Senator Billy Odell. Thank y'all. Thank you for everyone involved in making this particular vision come to reality.
Tajin made an announcement several years ago that they were coming to Greenwood. That was not an easy decision for us. There was a lot of work beforehand. You talked to Wayne Trotter on the ground, a number of states, a number of communities. And one thing that brought us here was, yes, we have great electricity, water, the general partnership that we had with everybody here. It was a good experience. We felt like we'd be at home. But we could build the building, we could move dirt, we can build equipment, buy equipment, install it. We know how to run it. But the one asset that we didn't have, we coming from Japan and from Germany, we obviously did not have any resource of our biggest asset, which is going to be people. So we met with the Greenwood Partnership Alliance. They introduced us to Dr. Brooks. We started getting some confidence in there about our ability to staff this long-term project, which is going to be growing over a number of years, with quality people that are trained with a great work ethic. The only way to do that is to invest in the education of the workforce. And I commend Dr. Brooks, not only for the vision, but the passion to make this happen today. It took a lot of work. It wasn't an idea. He had the idea, and then with everybody in this room and everybody in the community, made this happen. So again, we appreciate everything. We are proud to be calling Greenwood home now. If you go by the site, you see a lot of dirt being moved. We've actually started pouring foundation. In April of 2020, we will be starting that plant up. And when we start up, due to this building, we will have an educated, trained workforce prior to us starting that piece of machinery. So again, thank you, everybody. And what I'd like to do is, Jeff, if you come on up, and Dr. Brooks, and our Tajin people, we have a little gift to give the foundation, a little appreciation of our thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are so honored to have not only your plant here, but to have each of you here, and to have a cooperation and relationship that we're going to have for many years to come. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Dan, let me say on behalf of the Piedmont Technical College Foundation, and really everyone here today, we thank Tajin first for choosing Greenwood County as a place to do business, but also for their leadership in making this gift to this center. It will be used to aid the college in equipping this center once construction is complete, and provide momentum to the college and the foundation working together as we continue our efforts to seek grants and additional funding from corporate and individual donors that support this project and this purpose. The Odell Center and what it represents is a big reason why I and my fellow board members serve on the foundation. We know the impact Piedmont Technical College makes in the lives of our residents, the life-changing opportunities that college can give to a single parent, a young person that thinks college is not affordable and beyond their reach, or the high school graduate that receives training in a setting such as this and has a rewarding career for a company like Tajin, or our many excellent manufacturing facilities we have in this area. We serve so we can provide scholarships to these deserving students and help with funding for programs and facilities like this. And though we are celebrating this groundbreaking in Greenwood today, we are also celebrating Lawrence, Newberry, Abbeville, McCormick, Saluda, and Edgefield counties, because we know what this facility means to our workforce and the economic development opportunities in our region. We thank you for your presence here today. Thank you for your continued support of the college, the foundation, and most of all, our students. God bless.
Since it is a groundbreaking, now we're going to break ground.